Chad Gable running through and winning the entire tournament. But I like Chad Gable winning. I think that was a really, really good idea. Before we get started here, as always, going to check who is with us in the live chat. We do have Jeff Guevara, George John Cox, Kristen McNutt, Henry McKenna Cavallo, Nelson, Broken Dreams, Woken King Slender. What's going on, everybody? What did you guys think of tonight's Smackdown Live? Let me know in the live chat, or let me know, in the comments below if you are watching later here on YouTube. So I liked Smackdown tonight. I'm going to say that. I did like Smackdown tonight. I think it was on par with last night's Raw. I didn't think it was any better or any worse. And the show kicked off with a video package showing us what happened last night with Bayley and her quote-unquote heel turn. So, if you missed Raw for some reason, at the very end of the show, we saw Bayley attack Becky Lynch with a steel chair and basically align herself with Sasha Banks. So they had a video recap of that before Bayley herself came down to the ring. There are a good amount of boos, but also a very good amount of Bayley cheers. Let's go, Bayley, let's go. Like, the crowd did not know how to react to any of this. She noted that nothing has changed with her. And she was just siding with her best friend. She's just trying to lift people with her heart and her hugs. She called herself a hero and a role model. She's trying to show kids what it means to be loyal to your friends. Bayley couldn't turn her back on her friend, Sasha Banks. She's trying to put SmackDown on the map and wants to prove that she's a deserving champion. Bayley promised to beat the most selfish person on the roster, Charlotte Flair, and that will come at Clash of Champions. Flair's music hit, and she made her way down to the ring. Flair noted that what you see is what you get. She said there is no blindsiding and no hugging. She told Bayley to hold that belt oh so tight because Charlotte is coming for it. Sasha's music would then hit. Sasha would come down to the ring, walk down that aisle. Flair attacked Bayley and rocked her with a boot. Banks jumped in the ring, but Flair cut her off. Bayley attacked Flair from behind with a chair. The fans chanted one more time. Bayley handed the chair to Banks, and she attacked Flair with a chair. Fans then broke out in a loud Becky chant, and Becky never showed. This crowd doesn't know what they want. At one point, you think Bayley's supposed to be the heel, but the crowd likes that. I don't know if Charlotte's not supposed to be a baby face. I honestly don't know. But it's like, this crowd was weird when it went to the Bayley stuff. Because at first, she walked out and they booed. But then she got down to the ring and they were chanting for her. So I don't know. I don't know what to really think of this right now. I know what, us as viewers at home think of it. Bayley is the heel. We're not supposed to like her anymore. And she's going to do what she's going to do. She doesn't think she's a bad guy. She doesn't think she's a heel. And we're supposed to go with that. We're supposed to think she's the heel, but she doesn't. So then we move on to our first of two King of the Ring quarterfinal matches. This was a good match. It was Ali against Elias. Ali had the early advantage and sent Elias to the floor. He attempted a dive, but Elias caught him. Elias slammed him onto the ramp. Elias then threw Ali around ringside and press slammed him into the timekeeper's area. Back from the break, Ali rocked Elias with a drop kick. Ali rocked Elias with a hard chop and followed it up with a rolling X Factor for a near fall. Ali then hit a suicide dive and sent Elias into the barricade. Elias somehow seemed to have injured his arm here, but Ali also injured his knee. Ali climbed to the top, but Elias cut him off. Ali fought back and hit a 450 on the arm of Elias. Ali locked on a crossface, but Elias made it to the ropes. Elias fought back and hit a sit-out powerbomb for a close near fall. Elias worked over the injured knee and hit it against the post. They fought off the top rope, but Elias pushed Ali off. Ali moonsaulted to the floor and landed on his feet. Elias attempted to dive, but Ali hit him with a super kick. Ali then attempted the 450, but Elias moved. Elias fought back and hit the drift away for the victory, advancing next week in the King of the Ring. So next week, Elias in MSG, Madison Square Garden, will fight for the right to go on the Clash of Champions in the finals. So Kayla Braxton interviewed Samoa Joe backstage. She discussed having to face Ricochet and Baron Corbin next week in the semifinals. He said he's here scouting the competition and promises to become the king. He actually said, hold on, I want to get the exact quote. I have it right here. I didn't write it down in my notes, but I do have it here I saw it on Twitter. He stated, "You will bend the knee and you will call me king." That's what he said in his interview. Nice words by Joe. So then we had the women's tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, against Fire and Desire in a non-title match. Cross attacked Mandy Rose with a forearm to start off the match. Sonya Deville distracted Cross, and Rose attacked her from behind. Cross hit a crossbody from the top to the floor. Back from a break, the heels were firmly in control. Bliss got the hot tag and ran wild for a little bit. Cross took out Rose with the crossbody. Bliss then caught Deville with a DDT and climbed to the top for a twisted Bliss, and I didn't like this. So, Sonya's got Alexa up on her shoulders, and Alexa reverses it.
I don't know that one.
It's all good. Alexa reverses it into a DDT, and so Sonya's laying there just knocked out, and Alexa on her knees is in the corner looking at Sonya, looking up at the top rope, looking at Sonya, looking up at the top rope. She looks out into the crowd. She looks at the top rope. She looks down at Sonya, and she climbs to the top. Then she's climbing to the top so slow with her eyes on what's going on in ringside. And I'm like, she's waiting for her damn cue. She's waiting for her damn cue. She's getting either knocked off or the knees. And so at ringside, you've got Mandy Rose and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross jumps on the back of Mandy Rose into choke her. And Mandy backs her into the ring. And so Nikki gets knocked down. She gets splatted or whatever you want to say. And Alexa the whole time is just watching this. Not taking care of business in the ring. Goes for the twisted Bliss. Bada boom. Knees up. The way that happened was so clunky that you knew Alexa wasn't hitting that move properly. She was either getting knocked off, Sonya was moving, or knees were coming up. You just knew. Knees come up. Deville, or then Rose, gets tagged in. Hits her version of a V trigger, whatever you want to call it, on Bliss, and pins her. 1, 2, 3. Tag champions scurry away. And it looks like Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose getting a tag title shot, possibly a Clash of Champions. So backstage, you see Chad Gable warming up with his bands or whatever you want to call them, his rubber bands. Samoa Joe runs into him, literally. Joe mocked Gable for being short and called him Bilbo. He's like, you've probably gotten these jokes your whole life. You probably know what this is all about. You're probably used to this, but yet it probably still hurts. Probably still hurts inside to be called small and short. So, I don't know. He told Gable he's mentally weak. Joe walked away, and Gable seemed bothered by all the comments. So Randy Orton made his way down to the ring. As Orton came out to the ring, fans broke out in a Randy chant. Quickly, they then shifted that to a Kofi chant. Orton promised to win the WWE Championship at Clash of Champions and called Kofi a fraud. He discussed injuring Kingston last week. He showed footage. He's like, if you don't believe me, just look at the footage. He showed the footage of himself attacking the New Day over the last couple of weeks. Orton promised no more traps, no more sneak attacks. Kofi, come down and fight me right now. So we wait for a moment before Kofi and the New Day music does hit. So we're waiting. No Kofi. Waiting a little more. No Kofi. And finally, Kofi comes out being attacked by the Revival. Revival beating him down. They take him down to the ring. Apparently, Big E and Xavier Woods are injured and unable to help Kingston, even though we know that over the weekend, Xavier Woods was cosplaying as Billy Kay at PAX. I didn't like that New Day didn't come to help him. I didn't like that. So Orton stomps all over Kofi. Every stomp, yells stupid right into the mic. Stomp, stupid, stomp, stupid, stomp, stupid. Finally, just stomp, 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 stomp. So as he's stomping, you can see Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson in the corner. They're just going, stupid, 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 stupid. It was funny. It was funny. So Kofi eventually fights back, though. Tries to overcome the odds, but he can't. Revival jump him again, and they give Kofi a super RKO. On commentary, they recap the Roman Reigns, attacker angle. We then learn that later on tonight, we will get a face-to-face with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Next up, we had a King of the Ring quarterfinal match. It was Andrade and Chad Gable. On commentary, Corey Graves continued to make short jokes. Zelina Vega then cut a promo before the match saying, hey, from one short superstar to another, I know what you're going through. I know how it feels to be mocked for your height. I know what it's like being short. And really, she was just making fun of him. And this was another good King of the Ring match. These guys this year in this King of the Ring tournament have really been stepping it up big time. Andrade attempted a moonsault early, but Gable rolled out of the way. Andrade landed on his feet and tried a standing moonsault, but Gable got his knees up. Gable then hit a moonsault for a very close near fall, and the fans broke out in a Gable chant. Andrade fought back, but missed the double knees in the corner. Gable then hit a German suplex, but Vega distracted the ref. Andrade caught Gable with a back elbow. He hit this elbow twice, really, really hard sounding. He went to attempt the hammerlock DDT, but Gable rolled through and then rolled that roll through into a pinning attempt, which actually pinned Andrade. Gable will now move on to the semifinals next week to take on Elias in Madison Square Garden. Fans popped huge for the victory. They loved seeing Chad Gable win here. So I had missed something. Earlier in the show, Aleister Black cut a promo saying he wanted competition. Someone would meet him in the ring. We didn't know who it was going to be. So Aleister Black comes out, and we find out that his opponent is none other than Shelton Benjamin. So Black had the early advantage, but Benjamin took over quickly. Black fought back with kicks. Benjamin caught Black with a knee, but Black hit a series of strikes. Benjamin missed a kick, and Black hit the Black Mass for the win. Quick match. I guess it was just a way to, hey, we haven't seen Aleister Black in a couple of weeks. Let's get him a victory. So in the back, we see a Drake Maverick, and he's telling his wife, we can get away. No one's going to come find us. No one's going to get us. She's like, we're in a dang boiler room. And the Singh brothers attack. Singh brothers miss him. Well, one misses him, and one rolls him up. He kicks out. We then see a bunch of others, like the B team. And Bo Dallas actually pins Drake Maverick to become the new 24/7 champion. We then go down to the ring. and Nakamura and Sami Zayn make their way out. So Zayn mocked the fans. He asked Nakamura's opponent if his name is Andrew Howard. He shook his head no. Zayn said, it doesn't matter. His name tonight is The Miz. We're just going to call you Miz. So Zayn did commentary on the live mic during this match. So it's a total squash and ended with Nakamura hitting a Kinshasa on the jobber. And there's something that Henry just mentioned in the chat that I tweeted about. I want to bring up here for a second with the Drake Maverick stuff. So Drake gets pinned, loses the title to Bo Dallas tonight, and you hear Tom Phillips, he still hasn't consummated his marriage. Then what did they do for the whole last week when they were just, at home chilling? Couldn't have consummated your marriage over the last week? That made no sense to me. This has made no sense. Why can't they consummate the marriage when they're at home? I don't get it. I really don't. This consummated marriage thing, it was funny at first when he couldn't win the title, and she's like, you're not a man if you can't win that belt, and I'm not going to let you have me in bed if you can't win that belt and be a man. But he's won the belt how many times now? There's been at least 2 different incidents or iterations, whatever you want to call it, where he's had the title between Raw and SmackDown to the next Raw and SmackDown. Hell, we didn't even see him on Raw last night. Where was he then? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense anymore. And now it's just overplayed and too played out. So Bo Dallas rolls into the ring for some odd damn reason, trying to get away from a bunch of guys. Why would you go to the damn ring, you idiots? Maverick runs down and rolls him up to regain the belt. Maverick runs up the ramp. Crowd's chanting. They like that he's got the title back, but then we realize, hey, there's Truth. Truth was hiding up on the stage. He was pretending to be a statue covered in the robe and stuff for the King of the Ring. Crowd pops huge when Truth reveals himself. He tries to shush the crowd. Doesn't work, and he rolls up Drake Maverick and runs off with the belt. So then Daniel Bryan makes his way down to the ring. As he comes out, fans broke out in a loud Daniel Bryan chant. He said it's nice to be around people that believe him. He said he hates liars and demands an apology from Roman Reigns. So Reigns makes his way down to the ring, but Rowan attacks him from behind and threw him into the ring steps. Bryan tried to stop Rowan, but he shoved Bryan to the floor. Rowan then gave Roman Reigns a powerbomb into the ring post. Rowan then gave Reigns the Iron Claw in the ring. He grabbed the mic and pointed out that Reigns thinks Bryan was behind the attack. But it was just Rowan all along, and then nobody can control Rowan. Rowan mocked Reigns and challenged Bryan to come in the ring. He said, you slapped me last week. You wouldn't do it again. You would not slap me again. Come do it right now. He said, I'm tired of being the puppet. I'm nobody's puppet. Fans then broke out in a loud yes chant. Rowan admits that he was behind the attacks himself all along. He then hit Roman Reigns with the steel steps in front of the announce table and cleared it off. Bryan then got in Rowan's face and slapped him. Rowan then slapped the Iron Claw on Bryan and chokeslammed him through the table. That announce table just burst in a great way. Referees come down to stop Rowan. Roman's knocked out. Bryan's knocked out. And I liked this a lot. I saw some criticism already on Twitter on this, but I liked this because if this is all leading to a Daniel Bryan babyface turn, and this was done in the right way. And Nick said the same thing to me after SmackDown. He sent me a text or message on Twitter, actually. And he literally said the same thing that I was thinking. He said, if the goal was to make DB face, then the storyline did a fantastic job. And I agree. I really do agree. If we get a babyface turn from Daniel Bryan here, then it was all for good. If not, then this just made no frickin' sense. But if this whole thing was to put Rowan over as a monster heel, which they need another monster heel, they've got their monster. Well, no, they don't have their monster heel on Raw. I mean, you had Braun Strowman possibly, but you don't anymore. He's like a babyface now. I don't know. But you got that monster heel now in Rowan. If this is a Daniel Bryan babyface turn, then it was done the right way, where Bryan felt betrayed. Bryan, yes, he was a bad guy, but he was betrayed by, I guess, an even badder guy. So I really like this. This is all leading to, which they did announce earlier today, a match between Roman and Rowan. Say that 5 times fast. Roman versus Rowan, Roman versus Rowan, Roman versus Rowan, Roman versus Rowan, Roman versus Rowan. I guess you can't say that many times fast. But anyways, at Clash of Champions. The first non-title match announced for Clash of Champions. So, Kristen, I didn't miss your super chat. I want to say thank you for the super chat. I was waiting till after my SmackDown review to talk about that, since it doesn't really fit in with SmackDown. And Kristen sends super chat, says, are AEW making Chris Jericho's real life storyline involving losing the title into a storyline? Is it a work or shoot? It's real. It's real. So if you guys are unaware, the All Elite Wrestling World Championship was stolen. This is not a storyline. Jericho flew to Tallahassee after All Out, and he had a limo, and he had the limo take him to Longhorn Steakhouse. Realized, I have the wrong luggage. So I guess the limo driver, if I read this correctly, if I'm what's the word I'm looking for? If I'm comprehending all this correctly, the limo driver went back. Now I'm not sure if the limo driver went back to the airport himself to find the luggage, or if Jericho went back with him to find the luggage. But they went back to find the luggage, and I guess they found the luggage with no belt. Somehow the belt's missing. Belt's gone. They filed a police report, and it's real. It's real. The title's been stolen. But now, unfortunately, not even 3-4 hours after this news gets out, they're making it a storyline, it seems like. Jericho is cutting this wacky promo from inside of a hot tub, saying that if he finds the guy that took the belt, he's going to whip his ass and blah, blah, blah. Cody sending out dumb tweets saying, oh, Outback Steakhouse better than Longhorn. And then you've got Longhorn Steakhouse and Arby's making jokes on Twitter as well. This is a real-life incident that happened. Jericho really lost the belt. And for them to be making it a storyline now, or at least insinuating that they're going to go that route, or everyone thinks it now on Twitter, that this is a storyline. And that was the dumbest thing they could have done, because everybody already sees them as, not everybody, but there are some people that do not see them as serious and just wacky, funny, ha-ha guys. And this is taking a serious incident, making it wacky, funny, ha-ha, and in just the wrong way. Just the wrong way. So I don't know where this is going to lead to. Hopefully they get the title back. Hopefully they find the belt. The authorities are looking for it. Jericho said, quote unquote, I'm launching a worldwide investigation. But I did not like that now it's turning into storyline-ish on Twitter. But we'll see. I've reached out to my sources, haven't got anything back. AEW, other than what they put out on Twitter, is being very quiet about the situation. I reached out to the Tallahassee Police Department, and all they were able to tell me is that the police report that was filed is a real police report. So I was able to confirm that a real police report was filed. The Tallahassee Police Department is not going to, quote unquote, work me on that. They're going to give me 100% facts. So we'll see how all this goes. We'll see how that plays out. And hopefully they can find that All Elite Wrestling World title. But I just don't know. I don't like that it's now, quote unquote, turning into a storyline. But with that was tonight's SmackDown Live. I want to say thank you to everybody who did join me here live, and everybody who joined later listens later or watches later right here on YouTube, or listens on podcast services all around the world like iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and so much more. We will be live again tomorrow following the with the PW Unlimited Wednesday show. We will have at least one announcement to make on that show for an upcoming fun live stream we'll be doing. May have a second announcement on that show as well. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Or actually, have a great night.